Hi guys, 4G Prime here, back with another custom review. And today we look at the Transformers Legacy United, Earth Mode, Soundwave, and Blaster. Before we look at them, let's take a quick look at the paints. So first off, we do have our normal primers, gray and whites. Then we have our usual clear coat, as well as some TS16 yellow, some TS29 semi-gloss black. If it'll focus just a little bit better, thank you. And finally, AS2 light gray, which I'm pretty sure is what I used. I actually kind of forgot, but I think it's that. I'm pretty sure it's that. I'm like 80% sure that's what it was. Anyways, and of course for other paints, we have some red. It'll focus. Thank you. Oop, not gunmetal. That wasn't the color. There it is. Dark gray. Gunmetal got in the way over here. For shame. Some gold leaf. And finally, semi-gloss black. So here they both are in their robot modes, and these are customs based on the United Prime breakdown and the recently released Target exclusive Optimus Prime. I don't know why I hyped him up so much like that. I don't know. But these were both commissioned pieces that a friend of mine wanted me to make, and so they were really popular on Twitter, so we're talking about them here too. I figured we'd just do robot modes, mainly because the alt modes aren't really all that changed. Like, of course, Blaster's legs are going to be different for the truck mode, but I really didn't change anything as truck mode specific, other than like a touch of gold on the tires. And then Soundwave, you can see what I changed on the alt mode because it's his chest. So we'll look at Soundwave first, just because he doesn't have as much going on. Now, this is the one that started it, because whenever, because my friend discovered the canceled bot shot Soundwave, and any excuse I have to talk about bot shots for a minute or two, I'm going to happily take, which was going to include a vehicle mode where his chest was going to be like the front of it, and the front windshield was styled after Soundwave's like chest compartment, which is genius. Why don't we do that? Like, anytime there's a Soundwave chest compartment, it's like a vehicle mode. It's either hidden somewhere or it's like the back window. Why can't it be the front window? So he pretty much wanted me to take his breakdown. He provided me a Netflix Soundwave head, which mostly fits. I think it's just like there's a little bit of tape. Like, it fits without the tape. Actually, let me turn back around. You can kind of see it in there. Which it fits without the tape, but it's very loose. So with it, just gives it enough to where it'll not jiggle around. And actually, it's very expressive. It can go side to side, tad up, very down, you know. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Which I modified the windows here pretty much all to make it to where it looks like the traditional Soundwave chest. Little windshield wipers, painted the mirrors. I did the same with these two, and then I added some red on the arms, and then the shoulder cannon. I painted it a little bit more to resemble Soundwave's classic gun. But yeah, I think this just works super well as like a big beefy Soundwave. I might do these for myself or for another like custom sale on Twitter at some point, maybe in the future, if they go on sale. I don't know, we'll see. But I do really love how Soundwave turned out. He's very simple, but I like it. And then it blew up on Twitter. Like, I think this is like one of my most popular customs of the year, and it has so little effort compared to a lot of other stuff I've done, which is just really funny and sad to me all at the same time. So we did Soundwave. It was nice. It was great. But then we started thinking, we need a Blaster. We need, you know, he's got to have his other guy. And we couldn't really think of any Voyager truck molds that were like red. And then we remembered Target Prime exists, and Blaster was born. Which I had a lot more like creative liberty with this one to kind of like design it. Like we both kind of talked about it, but I remember I made like a digibash for it and everything. And I really like how it came out. So this is using the Target Prime mold, which, thanks to the 15% off sale that happened starting just today, I have my own. There we go. I can actually compare them. I do have my own breakdown. But no, I don't. I don't have my own breakdown. I turned it into Shattered Glass Bulkhead. But I do have my own Target Prime, so we can do this little comparison. So you can kind of see the differences with the pair before I go over them in detail. Which, by the way, I love this deco. Why did they give Galaxy Force Optimus Prime's colors to the Corporate Greed Prime? Just repaint Galaxy Prime. Switch the blue to black. Make his arms black. It's so easy. Come on. Anyway, tangent aside. But here he is sporting the Kingdom head, which I did actually repaint the face because which is what the dark gray was for. Because on the initial copy, on it originally there was like a paint splotch on the face, and I hated it, so I was like, I'll repaint it a similar color, so it's a touch darker. So let's scoot this up just a bit. You can see this is actually repainted, like on bring it back Target Prime. Like on Target Prime, I kind of pulled one of my usual tricks with these to where this was actually sculpted in the red this is, so I just took all the paint off. And then I was going to leave the black there, but then a lot of the white like washed into it. You can see it does. I didn't do on this one. This one has a lot of other paint issues. This is the one it doesn't have, really? Alright. Anyway, but I took the paint off of these just how washed it was, and I just resprayed the whole thing black. And then I painted the gold in there, which it's meant to sort of resemble like the sort of arm, hand, trumpet weapons that Blaster is known for, but it's like speakers mounted on his shoulders. So I think it was just really fun. And then of course I redid this whole bit in gray. And I just took little dots of black just to give it a touch more color. And then the legs here with the black and the gray, which I was actually able to cut out a lot of in here to like pull this piece completely out. So I can just spray that black. And then what I mentioned earlier about the tires, I did a little touch of them in gold just to give it some flair. And then I did a similar chest trick where I sanded down the middle and then I masked it off of the window, except I did way too little. Look, if I ever do this again, I'll fix it, but like, I don't know why I did it this short, but I still think it looks okay, you know? Like, this isn't a window, this isn't part of anything. I thought about doing this whole cab bit in yellow, but I decided not to. But, yeah, I really do love how this came out. Just as a pair, they look really nice. Like, both of them sort of... Blaster especially reminds me of, like, an old Universe repaint. Like, tell me you couldn't see them being an early, like, Universe 1.0. I mean, like, oh, man, we gotta save our trademark on Blaster. Dang it, what are we gonna do? Laser Prime. Yeah, he's got, the shoulders kind of look like speakers, and, well, you know, he's red. Just put a new head on there. We're done. Good. We did it. Nah, they redid Cybertron Soundwave instead, which I weirdly like. I don't know why. It's like really bad as a Blaster, but I kind of love it. But yeah, these weren't too difficult to do, especially the Soundwave. Just the difficult part is sanding the middle area, which I have seen a much better custom of this Soundwave idea that happened before I did mine. The only real major difference is they didn't sand down the middle, which I don't really think makes it look any worse. Because I do think a big beefy Soundwave like this just looks cool. Like, I think if I remember correctly, they add a lot of silver to it and just made it look really nice. They gave it a lot more Soundwavy accents. This is like Soundwave, but he's just sick of this stuff and he's just bulked himself out to beat up anyone. He's like, I'm sick of this stealthy espionage, whatever. I'm just gonna go in guns ablaze. And then Blaster here is like, I like how he's still slightly taller than Soundwave, not by a lot, like just a smidge. And then the fact that like it still has Blaster's like slender proportions, because Blaster isn't super boxy. Like he's a bit boxy, but it's not super boxy. So it still kind of has that sleekness to him, because I always imagined Blaster just be a very agile fighter. So I think it all really works. But yeah, maybe I'll do a Shattered Glass Blaster like this one day. I don't know for myself. I've thought about it. Like Scourge is not that expensive of a figure to get, so we'll see. But anyway, that is pretty much all I have to say. So please enjoy to check out my channel for more video and custom reviews, and please don't forget to subscribe. You can also come check out my Facebook and Twitter pages, links in the description below. And this is the 14th Prime, signing out.